Alright guys, so today we're going to be talking about the roller coaster enthusiast Iceberg. So yeah, I'm just going to be talking about multiple different topics related to roller coasters in this Iceberg. And yeah, so we're going to start at the very tippy top, like the base knowledge for roller coasters, and then we're going to go all the way to the bottom. Thanks to the roller coaster subreddit r/rollercoasterjerk for the image, and yeah, so thanks. So on to the Iceberg. Tier 1, clear skies ahead. First up in Tier 1 we have go to local park with friends. This just means that you go to local parks with your friends. It's simple as that. Not weird. This just means that you're not completely obsessed with anything related to theme parks and amusement parks. Simple as that. Enjoys most rides. This just simply refers to the fact that you can just enjoy anything that's fun, and you're just not overly critical about almost anything you ride ever. Simple as that. Tier 2, the tip. So in Tier 2 we have, essentially you are just starting to get into enthusiasm about roller coasters. Simple as that. And the entries in here will reflect that. Our first entry is played RCT as a kid. This just means that you played Roller Coaster Tycoon 1, 2, or 3 as a kid. It could also apply to Planet Coaster or No Limit series. So yeah. Love Six Flags. This is basically what it says. You like Six Flags. You enjoy their parks. You have a good time at their parks. It doesn't matter what they do to other parks or how they run their business. You just really like Six Flags because you think it's a fun park. Or set of parks, rather. Tier 3, below the surface. If you're in Tier 3, you are probably a Thoosie. At this point, you are pretty big of an enthusiast. You know a lot about coasters at this point. You are an enthusiast. Simple as that. First entry is plays RCT as an adult. This is contrast to the first one, where you played it as a kid. Well, now you play it as an adult. You still enjoy playing games about theme park design and roller coaster design, and I'm not gonna knock you on it. You can enjoy what you want. Just, you definitely know you're a Thoosie when you play those kinds of games as an adult. This just simply refers to the fact that you enjoy Final Destination 3 as the best in the Final Destination horror series, simply because they have one scene with a roller coaster in it. It really isn't that deep. Okay, so for our next entry, we have can name ride manufacturer by track shape. This refers to the fact that once you really are a Thoosie, you can look at any roller coaster track and instantaneously know what kind of roller coaster it is. You can just look at Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure versus the Hulk coaster, for example, at Florida's Islands of Adventure, and you can just completely tell the difference between the two simply just on the shape of the track. And that's basically it. You can instantaneously recognize any kind of roller coaster. Yeah. Tier 4, in too deep. Just as the title suggests, Tier 4 means you are in too deep. You are very deep into coaster enthusiasm at this point, and there's no turning back. There's no going back to the ignorance of before. For the first topic, we have Millennium Forceless with a bunch of exclamation points and ones. This just refers to the fact that a lot of enthusiasts in the recent years have stated that the Giga Coaster Millennium Force at Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio is quote-unquote forceless. This is kind of a stereotype perpetuated by the roller coaster YouTuber Coaster Studios or Taylor Bybee. Most people, reasonable people, will say that this isn't true, but a lot of enthusiasts at this level do. Next up we have goes to parks alone just for single rider entry. This refers to the fact that people, especially enthusiasts, will go to parks alone just to use the single rider line and get shorter wait times by themselves compared to going with a larger group of people and having to wait in the regular line. The last item in Tier 4 is hate Six Flags, still rides their rides. This refers to the fact that a lot of enthusiasts harbor a hatred towards the Six Flags chain for becoming the budget-friendly chain and kind of skimping out on certain rides and just cloning rides and not really typically not coming up with newer concepts for roller coasters, except for a few exceptions. But they will still obviously go to the Six Flags parks, because you gotta get those credits, you gotta bump that number up. Tier 5, reaching the depths. A Tier 5 enthusiast is one that probably has over 500 credits and is getting extremely, very big, crazy deep into enthusiasm. Almost fanatic-like enthusiasm. First one in our list is Starry Sky Ripper is the best B&M. This refers to a Chinese flying roller coaster named Starry Sky Ripper. From my research, apparently a lot of enthusiasts who are well-traveled consider this to be the best B&M on the planet. Tier 6, the bottom. A Tier 6 Thoosie is a more than well-traveled enthusiast. An enthusiast that is historical. You are way too deep. You are having an unhealthy obsession with roller coasters at this point. So yeah, let's get into it. Our first one on Tier 6 is owns ride wheel from Colossus. So when Colossus at Six Flags Magic Mountain closed, they sold many pieces of the roller coaster off for collectors. So if you own a ride wheel from Colossus, you are definitely a big collector of park memorabilia and definitely very deep into roller coaster enthusiasm. The next one is knows what a bent Cuban 8 is. This is unfortunately the only one I don't really know what it means. So, if anyone knows what that means, please let me know. The last one in Tier 6 is has followed Olympia looping across Europe. So, Olympia looping is a traveling roller coaster that is on a fair circuit that has traveled all over Europe. And if you followed this one single Schwarzkopf looping coaster all over Europe, then, yeah, you need help. Tier 7, Taylor Bybee tier. So, a Tier 7 enthusiast, I called it the Taylor Bybee tier because you are, like, crazy into enthusiasm, and you will definitely see that with some of the entries on this list in Tier 7. So, for our first entry into Tier 7, we have credits higher than credit score. This is just a humorous little jab at people who have credits of 600 to 1,000 credits, which you could say that their coaster count is higher than their credit score. So for the second entry into Tier 7, we have House Full of Coat-Hangers Bent into Aero Layouts. I don't know what exactly this refers to, but I guess maybe there's a person that has coat hangers in their house that are bent into the layouts of aerodynamics, corkscrew, or looping coasters. That's what I get from this, but this is kind of an odd entry. So for the next one on our list, we have complains loudly to staff about being stapled. So if you don't know, stapled basically means that that the ride operators take your lap bar or your over-the-shoulder restraint and they force it into your body to make sure that it clicks correctly and is firmly on your lap or chest or wherever the restraint is. Yeah, this is a behavior that a lot of enthusiasts engage in. It's not cool. Remember, park staff are just trying to do their job. They're trying to make sure a safe ride for you. I know it sucks. You don't get airtime as much when you're stapled, and it can kind of hurt. But come on, stop complaining. They're just trying to do their job. So, yeah. Tier 8, Blob Alvey tier, or the depths. So, Tier 8 is very simple. You are literally the ultimate Thoosie. You are the perfect life form Thoosie. You have over 1,000 credits, approaching 1,500 credits. You've ridden almost every coaster and almost every continent. you have completed your goal as a Thoosie to ride every ride in the world. So, for the runner-up for In Too Deep, you have will drive 500 miles for a wacky worm. So, this just refers to the fact that some enthusiasts will drive or travel insane lengths to do something as small as a tiny little kiddie coaster or wacky worm coaster, because you gotta get them credits up, boy. So for the final one, it is know Rob Alvey personally. This doesn't refer to anyone you actually knowing him personally. It just refers to the fact that he's a very prominent, well-traveled roller coaster enthusiast who has, pretty sure, I think it's around 1,500 to 2,000 credits. I'm not really sure. He's known for being kind of a jerk online, who just censors everyone and just bans anyone who dares to criticize him. Not very good at taking criticism. But yeah, Rob Alvey, he's done all sorts of crazy stuff. You could probably do an Iceberg just off of the weird, terrible stuff that he's done to other enthusiasts in the community. So yeah, that's just it for the bottom. So yeah. So yeah, thanks for watching my terrible Iceberg explanation. Like, comment, subscribe, or something like that. Yeah, see ya.